All right, welcome back, everybody. Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared, Bob here, and we are, as usual, on your Monday episode, our Sundays. We're fresh off of a football game here, and it looks as if we are officially the world's biggest jinxes.
I think it's more of a superpower.
Yeah.
We can control the outcome of any sporting event.
Yes.
And this goes back a long way, but even last night.
Yeah.
So I had the Rams in the first quarter, which actually hit. Rams in the first half, not even close. Rams for the game, not close. The under on the Packers team total, that did not hit. And the Packers looked unstoppable.
Yes.
Then, for the Bills-Ravens, I took the Ravens in the first quarter. That hit. That did not hit. That lost.
No.
I ended up hitting the Ravens live in the first half, which hit. Took them in the game, which did not.
Yep.
I took the second half under, which actually hit. So I bet against the Packers because everyone's got to be on the Packers. 7-point favorite. Mm-hmm. Everyone's taking the Packers. Line doesn't move.
Yeah, why not?
Actually, the line moves. If anything, it moves towards the Rams. Nope. Packers roll.
Yeah.
Look at the Bills-Ravens. Small spread. It's an easy one for people to just look at and go, oh, Bills, no doubt. Nah, too easy. Ravens. But no one thinks the Ravens are going to win. I said it all week.
Yeah.
Well, I could see the Ravens winning. No. So instantly I think, well, that's what Vegas wants you to think.
Right.
Nope. Steamrolled.
Yep.
Come to find out that you also had the Lamar Jackson rushing over.
I had Lamar Jackson over 78.5 rushing yards.
Knocked out of the game with a concussion.
Yep. And I said that, too, at the beginning of the game. I go, I can't wait for him to get... In fairness, I said I can't wait for him to get injured and leave the game with 77 rushing yards. To be fair, he only had 34 when he got knocked out. I did take Buffalo minus 2.5, though, so that hit. And then I was all over Cam Akers. I thought he was going to have over 18.5 receiving yards. He had 6. That did not hit. I took the over 72.5 rushing yards, though, and he had 90. So yesterday I went 2-2 in the NFL. Not great. That's minus units for those of you that are keeping score at home. So in this early game, let's fast forward to today. I took the Cleveland team total over 23.5. They scored 17. That is a fail. I took Cleveland money line plus 375. That was a fail. I took Nick Chubb over 17.5 receiving yards.
3 drops.
3 drops. He had 5 targets, 2 catches for 4 yards, 3 outright drops. So I would like to imagine that had he caught those 3 balls, he probably would have gotten over 17.5 yards. But because I bet it, he dropped it. Like, he had some bad drops. At one point in the game, it was back-to-back plays. They threw him the ball, and he dropped it both times. Like, I'm a jinx right there. And then I also took the over on, what is it? Demarcus Robinson, that guy. I took the over 2.5 catches on Demarcus Robinson because he had 8 targets in week 17 without Sammy Watkins, because Sammy Watkins was out today. Over 2.5 catches. How many catches do you think he had today?
I bet you he didn't even have a target.
He had one catch. So that was a miss. The guy had 8 fucking targets in week 17. Yeah, I think he had 6 catches, and he gets 1 catch today. And the one thing I did hit today was the Harrison Bryant under 10.5 receiving yards because he's the 3rd tight end on Cleveland's roster. That's the only thing I hit today.
I'm going to do you one better, and it can only be summarized because Pat Mahomes got knocked out of this game.
Yep.
It can only be summarized with a text from you to me and Vinny saying, who bet on Kansas City? Or I want to know who bet on Kansas City now that Mahomes is done.
Yeah.
So then my response, me, obviously.
Yep.
That's a stupid question. I took them in the second half. So not only did I almost gift the Cleveland Browns
A win.
And thus making me mayor of Cleveland. I forgot about the aspect where I only took Kansas City in the second half. I didn't take them just to win.
Right.
I also killed Pat Mahomes.
You did?
So you killed Lamar Jackson last night,
And
I killed Pat Mahomes today.
yep. So who are we killing tonight in this the late game?
We're conflicted,
I'm on Tampa Bay.
and I'm on New Orleans.
+3, and that is the only bet I have active. I have no goofy shit right now.
I'm gonna check.
I'm probably not. I won't be able to put in any goofy shit because we're recording this at 6:35 and kickoff is in 5 minutes. So I won't be putting in any goofy shit. But I do have.
I might take the Bucks in the first quarter.
I do have Tampa Bay +3. Yeah, Tom Brady will get fucking annihilated. He'll snap his fucking leg.
Well, I mean, they're going to be plus a half, and it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
We'll just take them in the first quarter.
So the one thing I will say,
Dude, I cannot kill Tom Brady. There's no way.
he said before he killed Tom Brady.
No way. No.
So I do still have a 4-team parlay that is live right now, and I said this to you guys. I think I fired it off on like Wednesday or Thursday. Since 2016, I think it was, or 2017, in the divisional round, home teams were 15-9 straight up. So we haven't had a 4-0. We haven't had a home team sweep. So going into this, I looked at it and I said, you know what, I'll make a 4-team money line parlay. And I think it'll probably be 3 home teams that win and 1 road team. So I took Kansas City, Buffalo, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay in my 4-team parlay. And so far I've hit 3 out of the 4. So my 4th leg is the 1 away team, the road dog, Tampa Bay. So we'll see if my prediction there is correct, or Tom Brady dies. Maybe I'll kill Tom Brady. Maybe you won't have to, because I technically have bet on him twice. I have I have Tampa Bay +3 in the spread, and I also have their money line as a part of my parlay.
I might put some stuff in right now.
Or what would happen is we would get the first home team sweep ever, or at least in the last 5 years. So we'd have all 4 home teams go 4-0 straight up. I'd assume, Kansas City did not cover in that last game, 22-17.
Fuck.
So
Tampa Bay is plus a half in the first quarter, but minus 145. It's not even worth
it's
taking.
not even worth it. Yeah, you bet almost 15 to win 10.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, that's a little much. Usually, outside of a weird prop bet, the highest I'll go on juice is 130 before I'm like, all right, this isn't worth it. Or a teaser. Sometimes, if I do a 7-point teaser, it'll be minus 140. But you would imagine with 7 points, the odds would be more in your favor anyway.
Well, you can start penciling in, listeners of the future. I just want you to know that we can predict the future.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of points scored in the first half of this game. First quarter, first half. There might be 50 points scored in the first quarter.
That would be great.
Did you take the over for the game? I wasn't listening to anything that you ranted about.
No, but I might now. Is this the point in the show where we both try and fire off bets and we get dead air?
I've already fired him off. But I would not take, but here's the deal though, I have not taken the game over or not. So be careful with that.
Right.
Because what we could set up is a very high scoring, like a 45-point first half and 0 points scored in the second half.
Yeah, should I take the over in the first half?
I'm on the under.
All right, let's see who's the bigger jinx. Over 26.5 in the first half.
Yeah, I took under.
I fired it off. We will now find out who's the bigger jinx. The field's going to blow up like Bane.
I did the first quarter, too.
Oh man, whoever's listening to this tomorrow is gonna be like, wow, whoever that fucking, I don't know, one of us, whoever lost, wow, they were a huge jinx.
No, we're gonna look at it like, wow, for the first time ever, 2 minutes before game time, they had to evacuate the stadium because of like a bomb threat or something.
Yeah. Oh, their COVID tests were all lost, so they had to
Yeah.
move the game to Monday.
Yeah, like Sean Payton had a heart attack on the sideline. We
Yeah.
had to postpone the game.
Oh, well, that's gambling for you.
This is just stupidity.
That's why you shouldn't gamble, kids. So, other than that, and just the insane amount of money lost between all of us this weekend, because I think Vinny also lost money.
It's not even. It's funny because it's not even like a lot of money. It's really not. It's nothing.
No, it's not. It
It's
is
really
nothing
nothing.
crazy.
But like that's the thing is like when I if I'm gonna make 5 bets on one game, they're gonna be $10 bets because I can't afford to fucking
Right.
lose my ass on these things.
Right.
I just think it's so fucking funny that like I wouldn't find it funny at all if like Lamar Jackson just didn't hit his prop. No, he had to leave the game with a concussion.
Yeah.
If Kansas City just, kind of just didn't really put it to the Browns, but like kept playing, no, Pat Mahomes had to get hurt.
Right. It's
Just amazing.
It's just dumb shit like that. And it's not like, oh, Nick Chubb doesn't hit his receiving yards because they don't throw him the ball because they pull him on every passing down and throw the ball to Kareem Hunt. Like Kareem Hunt gets like 7 catches and Nick Chubb has 0. No. Nick Chubb had 5 targets and 3 like outright drops.
And then, like, even last night in the Bills game, so I was on Ravens plus 2.5 and the second half under. So the Bills go down and score a touchdown, and then the Ravens construct a play of 16 plays over 6 minutes. And then Lamar Jackson throws a pick 6, returned 101 yards. In the second that play happened, I could not win both bets.
It really is stuff of legend.
101. He threw into quadruple coverage.
Yeah. And he returned it for a touchdown.
And he returned it.
101 yards.
101 yards.
Longer than a football field.
Didn't take a knee. Didn't fall in the end zone. Didn't get tripped up at like the 20.
Nope.
101 yards. Thus making it mathematically impossible for me to win both bets
Yeah.
during the third quarter. Now, I ended up winning the second half over, second half under.
Yeah. Like, my God. It's gotten to the point, too, where I actually replied to Ian McMillan on Twitter. For those of you that don't know who that is, he's a guy, he lives in Canada, and he works for this company called Oddshark. They do betting and gambling and all that stuff. But he's been putting out picks this year. His big thing is college football.
Basketball.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, college basketball. So I tailed him last year on college basketball, and I made a lot of money off of him. He did very well. He's been doing it for 3 years. And I had a very good NFL season up until December. Like, as soon as the calendar flipped, that's what it was. The page turned and the piece of paper changed, and all of a sudden, my whole life changed. And I couldn't win a bet come December 1st. So I kept tailing Ian McMillan as he started putting in college basketball bets, and they would all lose.
Well, he started hot.
He started out very
real
hot. He started out very hot. I think it was like 9-2 or something like that. So then I start tailing him, and he proceeds to go on the largest cold streak of his gambling career. Coincidence? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So he even said it. He put it out there because I also listened to his podcast. Shout out to the Bacon Bets podcast. But he said, like, he's been putting his picks out in the public for 3 years, and he's never been minus money on college basketball, and now he's like severely in the red on college basketball, to the point where like he tweets out his picks or whatever. So like he tweeted them out, and then they started losing, and he made a tweet about losing. So I replied to him, and I go, "Hey man, I'm really sorry. I feel like this is my fault because I haven't been able to win a bet since December 1st, and then I started tailing you, and then all of a sudden your bets just started losing. I'm probably going to lay off. And then the next day I didn't tail any of his picks, and I think he went 2-0. And then I think the next day I also didn't tail him, and he went 2-1. So I was like, oh boy. But then, so I haven't tailed him probably in about a week. And he seemed to be turning it around. Like he went 2-0, 2-1. But then come, I think, Tuesday, he started back on his losing streak. So I don't know if my jinx runs deep, where all it is I need to just look at his tweets and not actually even bet on him anymore. But
Well, it's the same thing. Master Foe, who I follow, he's a world record holder in second half betting.
yeah,
I think he won 30 straight second half bets.
Yep.
One time.
yeah,
And he is like getting fucking murdered.
yep.
I mean, I don't follow most of his stuff, but like, my God, he is just like so bad right now.
Yeah.
So I just
It's
don't.
the Sarcasm Speaks curse.
I just don't get why, what allows us to have this much power?
I don't know. But I'm going to tell you all right now, I'm going to bet on Buffalo next week to beat Kansas City. So do with that what you want. I'm on Buffalo and Green Bay. I think it's going to be a Bills-Packers Super Bowl.
So you're saying so I'm like, who are they playing?
Yeah.
It's the winner of this
We don't
game.
know, yeah.
So a parlay with the Chiefs and the winner of this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. That'll do it. But you can't bet on it, though. Because then they'll cancel the Super Bowl. They'll say there's a COVID outbreak.
We should, I should just go in direct opposition of you.
No, because then it'll be...
I just won't parlay it.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, because if we bet the matchup, like if you bet Bills...
Yeah, it'll be 1-1.
Yeah. If you bet Bills, Bucks, and I bet Kansas City, Green Bay, it'll be fucking the other one. I don't know. It's too many teams for me to pay attention to. Speaking of teams, we got some head coaching hires that just came out in the NFL this week, and I think I hate all of them. So Urban Meyer, that's the big one. He's going to the Jags. Whatever. I think he's going to be another Nick Saban. Like it's very rare that these big time college coaches make it in the NFL. I honestly can't think of one recently. I guess you could give Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll went back and forth. Pete Carroll, he was in the NFL. He went to college, and then
He was also successful at USC with, like, look at those rosters.
yeah.
And that being said, look at some of the rosters he didn't win with.
Right.
So,
So, I mean, outside of Pete Carroll, has there really been a college coach that's been, like a successful college coach that's been able to come in to the NFL and, like, also have success?
Harbaugh, kinda. Jim.
Well, Jim was in the NFL first.
No, he was at San Diego State.
Oh, really?
And then he went to the 49ers.
Oh.
He was pretty good there, but then just lost it and went to Michigan, where he's just, like, not good now.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of want to blame Michigan for that.
Yeah. I always thought Jim was like an OC or a quarterback's coach for like Andy Reid on like the fucking Eagles or something.
Yeah, I think it was San Diego State that he coached at. I think it was the Aztecs.
Or maybe it was just because John was the special teams coach for the Eagles, I think.
Yeah.
Once upon a time under Andy Reid. So yeah, I don't think Urban Meyer is going to be very good. Also, he's very strange when it comes to dealing with adversity.
Why? 'Cause he just has a heart attack when he loses?
Yeah, because he just like says he has a heart attack and then he leaves. He's got to retire.
He just bails.
Yeah, like in Florida, I got a heart attack, I got to leave. In Ohio State, things start to go south. I'm getting migraines, I got to retire. Now all of a sudden he wants to go to the NFL. It's like, well, you ain't going to be able to pull that shit in the NFL. Or you do, and then you're one and done. Like, you're never going
See,
back.
where he needed to go is Cincinnati.
Yeah.
which I know that job isn't available right now. He needed to go to Cincinnati, where they truthfully don't care. How many years did they give Marvin Lewis?
Right. Although, I mean, Jacksonville probably doesn't give a shit either. Doug Marrone was there for like 4 years.
Dude, he got them to an AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and Gus Bradley was there before that. Wasn't he there for like 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Whatever. I like I said, I don't think he's going to be super successful. He might make the playoffs, but
He's got next year's Super Bowl MVP, so he's going to win.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget that.
Jaguars are winning the Super Bowl next year.
Well, they have to.
Yeah, because Trevor Lawrence is the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah, best quarterback. I mean, can't put him at another position, but yeah, he's the best quarterback ever.
Yeah. And then,
Imagine that, though. The best quarterback ever didn't win a Heisman.
yeah, it's wild.
It's kind of crazy.
So then the Falcons went out and signed Arthur Smith, which, like, came out of fucking left field.
Tennessee?
Yeah, the Tennessee offensive coordinator. Talk about things you didn't see coming. Like, Arthur Smith. Like, I didn't even know his name was out there. He was like a head coaching candidate.
I didn't even know he existed.
Because you hear about all these guys like Robert Saleh, who we'll get to in a second, because he was one of the guys. But like Urban Meyer, like obviously threw his name out there. But it's always like Josh McDaniels, Eric Bieniemy, Robert Saleh.
Yeah, since you said his name, I've been waiting for this. How the fuck does Eric Bieniemy not have a job yet?
I don't know. That is fucking stupid. That might be the dumbest thing.
Is he that bad in interviews?
Well, some teams aren't even interview. Like the Texans, they didn't even.
Do not use them as an example.
But yeah, they didn't even interview him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how Eric Bieniemy hasn't been hired by LA yet. The Chargers.
The Chargers.
I don't know if he's been interviewed yet either.
Well, because they're thinking Brian Dable.
Yeah.
Dabble.
Yeah, Dayball.
Dable. They think he's going there.
Yeah.
Which, fair. He's done a good job at just about every level he's been at, but
Yeah.
He must be a god-awful interview, and teams must be seriously convinced that it's Andy Reid's offense, and he does nothing.
Well, if you look at the Andy Reid offensive coordinator people, you got Doug Peterson,
Frank Reich.
and Frank Reich. I don't know who else is out there that's been with them. DeFilippo was through the Eagles. Yeah. Stefanski was
Minnesota. But he replaced DeFilippo, I think.
Yeah. And Stefanski is a Kyle Shanahan guy.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, with Bieniemy though, it's like okay. Well, now let's just get right to this point. I've been like, I have my like line of succession in my head.
Yeah.
And I was gonna wait for you to like get to your points. Dan fucking Campbell has a job, and Eric Bieniemy doesn't even get interviews with certain teams. That's my main thing.
That was the bombshell that was coming next. Dan fucking Campbell, the dumb fuck from the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
That was the interim head coach for a little while. The guy that was bashing his fucking bare skull off of the face mask of his fucking team. Yeah, that guy.
The cocaine guy.
Yeah, he's now.
How is that not the first story you led with?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people I would imagine in the NFL that love cocaine.
They didn't get caught on video with it.
Josh Gordon.
Like I said, show me the video.
Yeah. Dan Campbell's going to the Lions. Which, is there anything more Lions than that?
No, there really isn't, because even going back, so Jim Caldwell has a winning season.
Yep.
They get rid of him for Matt Patricia.
Yep. Matt Patricia is just an absolute
He's like
fucking
the
shit
worst.
show.
And then they sign the coke guy.
Yep.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that?
Yeah. It's a joke of a franchise.
Wait, Arthur Smith is Atlanta?
Atlanta, yep. And then Robert Saleh is
Jets.
the Jets, which now all of a sudden the AFC East doesn't look like a joke anymore. So granted, the Jets roster still blows. They need to improve the roster, but they have the guy at the top now.
So I'm just going to give my analysis on Saleh, and right now I am not convinced, because and I can't think of like who he specifically reminds me of, like as like a comp, but he's too much of the like rah-rah bullshit. Like, oh, I need someone to hold me back on the sideline.
Like a Mike Tomlin.
Because I'm intense. Well, Mike Tomlin's not intense.
Yeah.
He's just like...
Or, Singletary. Mike Singletary, who former...
Singletary was...
Former 49ers.
Yeah, like fucking dropping his pants in front of the locker. Like,
Yeah.
so with Saleh, from everything I've seen so far, again, he's just a DC.
Right.
And there's got to be something to getting the defensive players jacked up to play defense by, like, feeding off the energy. Listen, I got you there.
Right.
That doesn't really work offensively. It seems to work defensively.
Harbaugh's also a whiny bitch, too. He's always running on the field. John.
So, but Saleh doesn't whine.
Yeah.
He's just like when the defense makes a good play,
Yeah.
he's like running, screaming, flexing, like someone hold me back. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that works as a head coach.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean to say he's definitely still going to be that guy.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't say, oh, well, same guy,
Yeah.
because it's a completely different role.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he's probably not going to call plays. He's probably going to have a DC.
Right.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. Not important. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah. Like I said, they also need to improve the roster. That roster fucking blows.
Yes, because the reason the San Francisco defense is as successful as it is
Because that defensive depth chart is very good.
They have 5 first-round picks on the D-line.
Yep.
And then it kind of just seems like a bunch of Jags everywhere else.
They traded DeForest Buckner and didn't miss him.
Yeah, because then they turned around and drafted
Solomon Thomas.
Kinlaw?
Yeah, Javon Kinlaw, yeah.
Yeah, so what? Like you just
it
traded out
literally
a salary.
doesn't
Basically, you
matter.
just traded out a big
Yeah.
contract for a small contract.
Right.
But with the Jets, they have to figure out the fucking quarterback position.
Right.
And Shanahan isn't there. So I know LaFleur is worked directly underneath him. I don't know. Is he Shanahan? Because it seems like Shanahan can take whatever bum
Yeah.
and make them look good.
I literally just had that conversation this morning with Mary,
Yeah.
talking about how like these new like young offensive coaches, like I don't know what their thing is, but they're all Shanahan guys. Even from Sean McVay and Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, they run the same offense. It's run, play action, run, play action. Like that's it. That's all they do. They run the ball down your fucking throats, and then they run a play action for a big gain, and then occasionally they'll go back and shotgun and toss the ball around, but they're a running based team. And you look at Kyle Shanahan has had success with it everywhere he's gone. He made Kirk Cousins look good in Washington.
Yep.
He led Matt Ryan to an MVP.
Yep.
He made Nick Mullins look good.
Garoppolo, Mullins, Beathard, they all look competent underneath
Right.
him.
So then now branch off of that, you have Sean McVay, who got Jared Goff a $160 million deal. And then you have Kevin Stefanski, who took Baker Mayfield like 5 minutes away from getting cut last year to now actually like leading the team through the playoffs and have it going 11-5. And then I feel like there's another guy out there. Oh, LaFleur. Matt LaFleur. In Green Bay, who now Aaron Rodgers at 36 years old just had the best year of his career. So you got LaFleur, McVay, and Stefanski are all Shanahan guys. And so the 4 coaches, including Shanahan, they just take their quarterbacks and they just magically make the quarterbacks good.
Well, the other thing, too, is especially with San Francisco, they just take whatever running back.
Right.
Like San Francisco, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yep. Tevin Coleman. The ghost of
Tevin Coleman.
The ghost of Tevin Coleman.
Tevin Coleman was a trade or a free agent, so a little, but like he wore out his welcome because he was okay with Atlanta, but whatever. And there's another guy too that they would throw back there, and it's like they're all good,
right?
But they were all either undrafted guys, practice squad guys or cast-offs.
Right, and look at the Rams. They get rid of Todd Gurley, and now all of a sudden Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown are good.
Yes,
I know
he makes
Cam,
that. So
Cam Akers is
is
very good.
Cam Akers is a third-round pick, though. He's not a first-round pick.
Right,
It's
but
not
I
like
mean,
we're
we watched him play at FSU. He is very fucking good.
Yeah, Cam Akers is going to be good. Third-round pick was completely a function of that shit show that Florida State was.
Yeah.
But they just take nobodies and somehow make them... Like, Aaron Jones looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially in the last 2 years.
So does A.J. Dillon. Like, when A.J. Dillon came in, look, Jamal Williams looks good, too. Like,
yeah, but the thing, like, unfortunately, A.J. Dillon is, I think he was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of expect something out of those guys, but like Aaron Jones was late round. He was fine under McCarthy, but like the last 2 years, he's been fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they just take nobodies and make them good, but for the Jets, because they'll have that'll be the offensive side of the ball. But
they have Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother.
Yes. In order to have Salah's defense, though, you need incredibly fast linebackers that know where to fucking be.
Right.
Which I don't know if you can just find them all the time, maybe.
Yeah.
You have to have an absolutely elite defensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know what's there anymore. I couldn't tell. Oh, Quinnen Williams, he's good.
Blake Cashman.
Is he a linebacker?
Yeah. He was a kid out of Minnesota, I think.
Yeah, but it's defensive line. But maybe that kid Cashman can run. I don't know. If he can run, then they'll be in decent shape. But
yeah,
it's mostly just kind of like Jags. But the thing with that is you have to give them the time to do their thing.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I don't know about that. It's just we'll see. I guess.
I don't know. Everyone loves the Salah hire.
Because everything that people are writing and all the players are saying he's great. Like, I haven't heard one bad thing yet. Whereas, you know, like like Arthur Smith, no one's ranting and raving about Arthur Smith. You know, no one's like, oh yeah, he's really going to be missed on the Titans. Like, it's, you know, you don't see Titans play. Like Ryan Tannehill's not out there tweeting like, oh man, we lost a good one. Like, I'm sure they all enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll say
the guy.
Yeah, that doesn't. It's hard to say because what did we say about LaFleur going to Green Bay?
We said it was fucking stupid.
Because he was the OC for a Tennessee Titans team that's offense was borderline anemic.
Right, right.
Seems to be okay.
Yeah.
So, who knows? It's always hard to know. It's like...
Yeah, I just like you said before, I still can't believe Eric Bieniemy doesn't have a job.
That's what I mean.
Now, part of that could be because what works against him is Kansas City's so good. They're always in the fucking playoffs, so you can't interview for other jobs while your team is in the game still. Like, your team has to get eliminated in order for you to interview. Outside of like the Pro Bowl week.
They can request.
Yeah, but it can't be during a game week. So when they had a bye, Kansas City had a bye, he actually did interview for a couple different places. But that was the whole story with Houston, was Houston did not request to interview him during the bye week, so they missed the window, they missed their opportunity, and now they're saying they want to interview him, but they can't until...
They gotta wait.
Yeah.
Well, the week before the Super Bowl they could.
Right, the week in between, which would be the Pro Bowl, but the Pro Bowl's canceled.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know how he has I just don't get how he doesn't have a head coaching, because they've been talking about him for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had no idea who he was at first. And then, I don't know. I mean, unless they really, really don't believe that he has anything to do with what happens in Kansas City. Yeah. Which, in fairness, I could see that being the case, because they're even talking about, like, Tyreek Hill. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Tyreek Hill's big plays, he lines up in the slot and runs a drag.
Yeah.
And just outruns the coverage.
Right.
That's not offense.
Right.
That's athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you have Pat Mahomes throwing it because he can throw it wherever he needs to throw it.
Yeah.
That's not an offensive scheme.
Correct.
And I guess Kelsey does the same thing.
Yeah, so it's how much scheming do you have to do? And then all of that stupid bullshit where they come out with those fancy fucking alignments. Like, they come up and they're like, well, Andy Reid was studying the 1946 Green Bay Packers, and he came up with this offensive alignment. And it's like a weird-ass fucking thing where, like, you got, like, 4 guys in the backfield, like, all that stupid shit. And Pat Mahomes catches the ball and spins and does a 360 and does something stupid. Like,
360 melon grab.
Like, that's Andy Reid. Like, that's not Eric Bieniemy. And that's also fucking... That's a gimmick.
Which is funny, though, because you could say the same shit about all of Belichick's defensive guys, but a lot of them get a chance.
True. How many of them are successful?
Cornell probably wasn't successful.
I would say none of them.
Flores.
None of them except for Flores, but Flores is too early to call either way.
Yeah. But he hasn't fucked it up like Matt Patricia.
No, he is not.
Matt Patricia fucked that up from day one.
Yeah. Most of those guys, what they all do is they walk in like big dick swinging like they are Bill. Because they see Bill walk around with his cachet and all his fucking attitude and yeah, I'm not answering that question. And they think they can just walk in on day one and do that. And it's like, no. We don't give a fuck where you came from. Like, you haven't earned anything. Like, you're just some fucking jabroni. Josh McDaniels did it in
Mangini.
In Denver. Mangini did it. Patricia did it. Bill O'Brien did it. Like, the only one that actually had success with it, kind of, was Bill O'Brien, but he still ended up getting fired because he's a fucking dumbass. And, like, it doesn't seem like Flores is that type of guy. Like, it doesn't seem like he's doing that type of stuff in Miami.
No, he's also younger, so it helps because it's not the same type of guy either. Like, the only reason Belichick can do what he does is because he's old.
Correct.
You can't do that anymore. The players are too soft.
Right. Yeah, he gets away with a lot more because he's fucking 70 years old.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, players are too soft now. If you try to be a hard ass, they're just going to be like, yeah, fuck you, man.
Right.
Remember, man, I'm on the books. You need me. I think that's kind of probably how kids have looked at it.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm going to move away from sports for a second. So let me just go to, it's on my phone. So have you seen all the shit that's been going on at the Capitol? Like, they put military guys down there and all that shit?
I think I knew that, but I haven't really seen a whole lot.
So, if anyone hasn't been paying attention, which honestly I haven't, other than what I've seen on Instagram, I haven't seen anything on the news.
I must be missing the point, man, with what's happening, because I'm not getting it.
So here's the gist of what I've gathered so far, is because of the riot on the Capitol on January 6th, I think it was, there's a lot of unrest going into the inauguration, which is actually this week. It's this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they're trying to prepare and create a safer environment. So they've deployed a bunch of National Guardsmen to D.C. from all states everywhere. Massachusetts has sent some. New York State sent them. I would imagine Jersey and Pennsylvania. Like, I would imagine
Washington.
Like, if Massachusetts is sending fucking National Guardsmen, I would imagine everyone from Massachusetts and south has sent people to D.C. Like, if Maine didn't send them, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, Maine's literally
That's
as far away.
Volunteer, right?
It's like it's also as far away geographically as you can get on the East Coast, like north. Like, you can't go any further north on the East Coast than Maine.
I was gonna say. I assume the
Florida is further.
Florida
away.
would be further.
Yes, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying is
points west.
Anybody that's close by would send people to.
Did Seattle
DC.
send anyone?
Yeah, I doubt it. So anyway. The Capitol building has been flooded with people of the military. And because there's been so many fucking military people there, there's nowhere for them to stay. So what they have been doing is sleeping on the floor in the Capitol building. So I can't say this and speak as if I have been in the military, because I have not. But I know enough people, and I've listened to enough military guys on podcasts, and dare I say, watched enough movies, but to know that these guys,
I'm only gonna say I'm a little bit of an expert.
yeah, these guys literally will fucking sleep anywhere. Like they sleep, like the guys that get deployed over in the Middle East, like sleep in the fucking dirt. So
They also probably don't necessarily, quote unquote, sleep.
right. So what's happened is the media has taken this and run with it. So they've started posting videos and pictures of military members sleeping in the Capitol building, and they're saying, how awful is this, that we've resorted to stuffing the members of our armed forces on and telling them to sleep on the floor of the Capitol building, and this is what they're running. So needless to say, 6 months ago, these are the same people that said they wanted to abolish all police and that, you know, that they're bad. All cops are bad. Yeah, that's right? But now they want police support for the inauguration day, and they want the military there, and they want all this shit. So outside of the extreme hypocrisy there, I follow Tim Kennedy on
Who's Tim
Instagram.
Kennedy?
He is a former UFC fighter, but he's also potentially the biggest badass in the entire world. He would potentially be the closest thing to like Jason Bourne as it gets.
Did he have a bowl of nails for breakfast this morning without any milk?
So not only is he a former UFC, I think middleweight champion at one point, he also is a former Green Beret and potentially also a Navy SEAL. I think he's been in 2 different branches of the Special Forces. I feel like that's true, but I think he's also done some work with the agency and all kinds of shit. So he is still active.
Which agency?
The Central Intelligence Agency.
Yes.
So I love Tim Kennedy. I think he's phenomenal. He's a real straight shooter. He gets it. He's been all around the fucking world. So he made a post about the media, like cowtailing to all of this shit. So here it is on his Instagram, Tim Kennedy MMA.
How fucking good are cowtails?
He goes, so good. He goes, I find it infuriating to see the outrage over our soldiers sleeping at the Capitol. We have been at war for nearly 20 years. We have had soldiers sleep on the dirt floors of bathrooms in peasant villages. We have had soldiers electrocuted in showers built by local contractors. We have had our soldiers blown up, maimed, tortured, burned alive, and hung from bridges. But now there's outrage because our soldiers are sleeping on the marble floors of our Capitol. Wherever you assign our military, you will find sleeping soldiers. They will sleep on everything and under anything. How many of our soldiers are sleeping in the sand in foreign lands tonight? I'm glad that they're there. I'm glad that they're going to ensure a peaceful transition of power. But your pathetic virtue signaling that you somehow care about them is beyond disingenuous. Don't pretend that you care for police officers now. Don't pretend like you care for our soldiers now. Don't only care for them when it suits your manipulative purposes. Care for them all the time. They are our nation's heroes and the protectors of our freedom. And I say a fucking men to that. Because that's exactly what's happening in the media right now. They're grandstanding, and they're saying, oh my God, can you believe that our soldiers have to sleep on the floor? Like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, this is what he's saying, is like, months ago, you said you hated all police. Months ago, you wanted nothing to do with anybody anymore. These are the same people, because it's National Guard, these are the same people that got deployed to your protests and riots, and you were throwing bricks at them and shouting obscenities at them. And now all of a sudden, these poor members of our armed forces, look what they have to do. They have to sleep on the floor. This is so awful. This is all Trump's fault. And it's literally what's going on. And it's like, you guys are so fucking disingenuous, it's sickening. It is past the point of like causing anger, and it's just sickening now. Like, it's fucking gross what's going on. And for people to not realize what's happening there blows my fucking mind. Like, I don't understand how anybody with half a fucking brain can can't figure out that this is just a political ploy and it's all fake and it's bullshit. Like, Terry Schiavo fucking knows what's going on here. Like, come on, dude. Like, you can't figure this out?
I don't know. It's just it's crazy that people don't look at everything that's going on like exactly what it is. It's all a fucking production.
Yeah. I also can't pass up a good Terry Schiavo joke.
I mean, don't hurt yourself patting yourself on the back for that.
But no, like,
Shoulder guy.
It is, yeah, it is. It's a shoulder guy. But it is. It's all fucking production.
That's it.
And people eat it up, and they believe it. And they're like, oh, yeah, it is too bad, huh? Oh, this goddamn Trump. Oh, it's all his fault. It's all these people. It's the Republicans' fault. They have to be there to protect us from the crazy Republicans. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
I like it. So here, there's so much to this as well. It's like they're there because of the Capitol riot and the people that kind of stormed that.
Right.
Well, who called them there?
I would assume
The politicians.
yeah, yeah.
So, well, they called them there, full knowing there's nowhere to put them.
Right.
Okay, well,
That's also been part of it too. What I've heard in the podcast that I've heard people talk about it is they're saying it's an obvious political stunt because how do you send them there and not put them in hotels?
or anywhere.
Because it's Washington, D.C., which is one of, if not the greatest tourist. It's the fucking capital of the country. It is probably the greatest tourist destination in the fucking country. There is plenty of places to house them in fucking hotels.
Well, it's like I have so many questions because, so first and foremost, okay, you call the National Guard, fine, whatever, you call them. You pull them in from wherever. Like, fucking A, how many people do you think are going to show up to this thing?
Right.
Do you think there's going to be more or less than the last one?
Yeah. Do you think all 73 million people that voted for Donald Trump are going to show up?
Nope. They won't be. No one's leaving Alabama to go to D.C.
He's not even going to be there. Why would they go? Honestly, if he's not going, why would they go?
So then, I'm like, well, why do you call them in if you don't have anywhere to put them?
Because you can make a news story out of it.
Okay. Or it's like, well, they need to be there. All right, well, disagree, kinda.
Yeah.
Because if we have no place to put the National Guard, and the National Guard needs to protect the Capitol, empty the Capitol. Evacuate it.
Yeah.
What do you think these people are going to, like, storm in? So all you need to do is enough people so that they can't, like, literally light the building on fire. That's what you need enough people to do.
Yeah.
Which actually, if you want to, call a fucking shitload of firefighters, have them pre-soak the building. I've seen that happen when they're trying to control, like, debris from going all over the place.
Yeah.
So if it's the actual Capitol you're trying to protect, evacuate it. Because I think the inauguration is fucking virtual anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, evacuate it.
Yeah.
No one's there. Therefore, now no one can get hurt, all right? So, bring in just enough people to keep, like, a perimeter, basically.
Right.
And then you don't need any extra. Like, you don't need people sleeping on the fucking floor. Because if the building's evacuated, let them go in the building. And again, they'll sleep on fucking anything.
Yes.
I'm sure some of them use a fucking goat skull as a pillow before.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They will fucking find a way to sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Just let them use the fucking building. If we're that concerned. Evacuate the fucking building. Let them stay in the building.
Yeah.
Bring cots, don't bring cots, whatever. Again, they're resourceful, they'll figure it out.
I remember hearing a story from one of the Navy SEALs. I don't know whether it was like Jocko or Andy Stumpf or Trevor Thompson or one of those guys. But on one of the podcasts, they were saying that they actually fell asleep during buds holding the fucking, holding the boat over their head. They were like, I was so fucking tired. I was holding the boat over my head and I fell asleep. and the guy behind me had to kick me to wake me up. Like that, I like specifically remember that story, and like I said, I forget.
That's what I mean.
Or maybe it was Crenshaw. I don't know. It was one of these guys that's a former Navy SEAL told that story that during Hell Week, we were holding the boat over our heads, and I hadn't slept in like 4 days, so I fell asleep while I was holding the boat.
Yeah, and it's like, I know, again, all of this is when convenient, so you're willing to disrespect our National Guard and our troops and whoever was there over the summer.
Right.
By spitting in their face and throwing shit at them, whatever you guys were doing.
All cops are bad.
Yep.
Abolish the police.
Yep. And now you're disrespecting them, saying like, "Oh, sleeping on the floor, dude." They're just happy that I assume that most of them are happy that it's climate controlled in there. There's a roof over their head, and there's probably not gonna be a fucking bomb blowing up next to them.
It's not 105 degrees in fucking Afghanistan with the fear that like a mortar might drop on their heads.
And you don't know if that goat walking towards you is a fucking bomb or not.
Yeah. Is that goat strapped?
Yeah, it's like, why is it bleeding? Oh, because they stuffed something in it.
Yeah.
Like, all things considered, given the alternative,
right?
Not that bad.
Sleeping on the floor of the Capitol building's probably pretty fucking
disrespect. Like, it's disrespectful in the way of like assuming that they need these like posh conditions. It's like,
yeah,
dude, they'll figure it out. They're the most resourceful we have.
Yes. They have been through shit you cannot even imagine.
And if you ask them, they're like, oh, like conditions are tough around here. They're like, nope. Like,
why? What do you mean? How? How so?
What do you mean? I have my life is in no risk right now. Fucking A.
I went to the bathroom over there in a real toilet, and I didn't have to bring my gun with me.
Yeah, and so it's like when people are like, oh my God, can you believe?
I didn't have to dig a hole to take a shit.
Donald Trump Donald Trump forced them to be here and sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
like that meme where it's like the person riding the bike and they grab a stick and they shove it in the front wheel of of the spokes, and they go over the top and they're sitting on the ground holding their knee and just saying like, damn Antifa.
It's literally what it is. Everything is an absolute fucking joke these days. And like I said, it's sickening. It's past the point of like infuriating, and now it's gross. It's just bad. But I did want to share that Tim Kennedy response there.
Yeah, and that's from someone who's actually served, not someone who was a journalism major,
right,
and now is a reporter for a major media studio.
I'm not some dickhead sitting in front of a camera on a podcast.
Yeah,
it's never been in the military.
Yeah, or two dickheads sitting in front of a camera.
Yeah, like that is podcast. From like the best of the
someone
best.
Who's done it.
Yeah. He is a finely tuned killing machine.
Yeah. And you know for a fact that they've been told their entire life to do a bunch of shit that doesn't matter either.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, so you're going to fly over to Iraq. It's like, dude, why?
Yeah.
Because it's bad over there. All right, well, we're going, so there's no more, no need to ask any more questions.
Yes. Wait, are you saying that's a direct order? Yep. Shit. Well, I guess I have to do it.
All right.
Okay.
When do we leave?
Yeah. When do we ship out? All right, cool. Sick.
All right, first quarter under.
We hit it?
Yeah, 6-0.
All right.
I hope I took the under.
I don't know. I got the first half over, though, and it's not boding well. So, you want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right. What do you got?
So, based on the pasta talks,
yes,
that we did last time. Yes, under 10 cash. I created a list of overrated pasta dishes.
Okay.
And it is going to be highly, highly controversial.
All right. I like highly controversial.
So, when I say what I'm going to say, I'm going to then defend why I'm saying it. So if everyone else gets to be, when convenient, with
Yeah.
every topic ever now,
Yeah,
so do I.
absolutely.
Because the first thing that's on my list,
This is your show. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
the first thing that's on my list, chicken broccoli ziti.
Okay.
So chicken broccoli ziti,
Made which way? Because there are two different ways to do it. You can make it with like a white wine garlic sauce, or you can make it as an Alfredo.
I'll say both.
Okay, that's fair.
So
I like the consistency.
and because chicken broccoli ziti usually is going to underwhelm in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
There are a million ways to do like a good actual like cream sauce, and that usually doesn't come in the form of chicken broccoli ziti.
No.
Usually there's again a million other ways. You've all had it, whatever. The broccoli does nothing.
No.
Broccoli does absolutely nothing.
No. Useless.
It seriously serves no purpose.
Yeah.
So if it serves no purpose, why is it one of the three elements of the dish?
Yeah.
The ziti, fine. The chicken, it's fucking chicken here. Like, we're not reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
It's fucking chicken. So, because any asshole can make this, very, very overrated.
It's also more often than not
Tray form.
tray form, correct. It's one of those things you order from like a catering company. But I was also going to say more often than not, the chicken is under seasoned. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing.
Well, it's all bland.
It's like plain chicken.
It's all bland, relying on the sauce to carry it.
Right.
But again, most of the time the sauce just kind of doesn't.
Right.
Not to say it couldn't.
Right.
In general, most of the time it does not.
Yeah.
Which is why my second is lasagna. Because most people can't make a good lasagna.
Correct.
Most of the time you order lasagna and it is not good.
Yeah. Lasagna is very overrated. I 100% agree with that.
It's hard to do. Most people are not good at it. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to take the elements that make lasagna, stuffed shells, tortellini, ravioli, stuffed rigatoni, all of those are better options, and they're all the fucking same.
Yes.
They're all easier to make. Mm-hmm. They're easier to do. They taste better. Lasagna is overrated. Again,
Yes.
a good lasagna smacks,
Right.
but it is
It's
overrated
few and far between.
because most of the time it fucking underwhelms.
Yeah.
Easy one, spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
I mean, spaghetti is useless.
Yes, I am on record saying that spaghetti is.
So spaghetti's useless. It's the worst pasta you could probably put with a meal.
Angel hair is for adults. Spaghetti is for the 3-year-old that sits in the high chair and throws it everywhere.
Or, I mean, if we're going to really get into this, fettuccine is entirely better. Linguine is way better.
Yes.
A little pappardelle, where it's just kind of like the short ones where you don't even need to spin and make a mess or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So spaghetti, the spaghetti part of spaghetti and meatballs makes it a waste of time. Like if I see it on a restaurant menu, I fucking get kind of mad. Like, why is this here? Honestly, why the fuck is this here?
Yeah.
Is this fucking Chef Boyardee?
Is this on the kids menu?
Seriously, why the fuck is spaghetti and meatballs a fucking like offering for adults at a restaurant? Are you fucking out of your mind? Like, what the fuck? Because no matter how fucking good you make it, I can come up with probably 2 recommendations to make it better.
Yeah.
Like, not even that hard, not even that much thought.
No. Just change the pasta.
Yeah. And serve it in some other way.
Yeah.
Anyway. Last. I'm stretching the rules here, but like a pasta with fried eggplant. Dish.
Okay.
Because it's a dish. It's pasta dish, not pastas.
All right. Yeah. And
So-
also, hey, not only your show, it's your final thought. You can say whatever the fuck.
No, because it even says right here, it says dishes.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, you can bend the rules however you want. You know what? I fucking hate eggplant.
Hey, you know what sucks? Peas. No, so it does say pasta dishes.
Yes.
So I know the fried eggplant aspect has very little to do with the pasta. It's the dish. Because chicken parm is typically a pasta dish.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
it comes with pasta.
Yeah.
Usually.
And chicken parm typically smacks.
Yes. And that is why fried eggplant dishes suck. They're not good. Like,
No.
eggplant is so fucking inferior to any other fried option.
And it's a nightshade.
It casts a shadow, dude.
You should
It's inflammatory.
you shouldn't eat nightshades.
Yeah, it's inflammatory.
Tom Brady says they're bad for
Do
you.
you know how much inflammation, dude, and in tomato sauce?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You're asking for a fucking
So much inflammation.
so much
Do
inflammation.
you know how many anti-inflammatories you might need?
from eggplant and tomatoes.
Oh, it's crazy.
You're gonna wake up with gout the next day.
But with eggplant, fried eggplant, huge fucking nothingness.
Yeah.
It's the worst fried option that could be served with pasta.
Absolutely.
If you want to come at me with like, oh, well, I've had like a fried eggplant roll up with like ricotta cheese, whatever. I go, all right, so stuffed shells,
Yeah.
stuffed rigatoni, like
Better.
there are better ways to do this. Like if you wanted to serve me a plate with chicken parm or veal parm, or even like a fucking smashed down pork chop, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then like 2 stuffed shells on the side, you have made a far superior dish with the same elements.
Yep.
But it's like, oh, tray of fried eggplant? I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah. Oh, you have to try the eggplant parm. Why, did they run out of chicken and veal?
It's like, oh, the eggplant parm is so good. What?
Yeah.
There's 2 better options.
Yeah.
And you can fuck up the other 2 options and it'll still be better.
Yeah.
The eggplant has to be perfect.
3, like you said, you could give me a piece of pork. Like,
Yeah, you could do like a pork Milanese kind of thing.
yeah,
Fuck me up.
whatever. Like, get the fuck out of eggplant.
Eggplant, fuck me down.
Yeah.
Fucking eggplant. And that's like, that goes back to
Eggplant
like,
blows.
I know, and it's so funny that like this is because I know distinctly like family parties I've gone to with the very minimal family I have, and I know that there was a fucking tray of chicken broccoli ziti.
Oh, yeah.
There was a tray of the fucking eggplant fucking parm or eggplant roll up or whatever the fuck dumb bullshit you want.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, there's big ziti and chicken parm. It's like, well, what the fuck is the point of these other 2 trays?
Yeah.
And like when I was a kid, sausage, peppers, and onions didn't really work for me. Completely have flipped that since.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you guys have 5 trays of food and only 2 of them are good. What?
That's like typical banquet food. Like anytime you go to like
Yeah.
an Elks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like cater. So
Yeah.
like that's the
It's
thing
all
is
catering
like
food.
I'm thinking of my godparents' house because there was just like a million of them.
Yeah.
So she would get it catered, and it's the easiest way to do it, which is fine.
Right.
Especially when you're feeding a bunch of kids like fucking 15 and under.
Right.
You're not gonna give them real food.
No.
Fuck it all up.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, it's so fucking overrated. Which got me thinking when it came last week when we were talking about the pastas and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything with wheels. Fuck wheels.
Yeah. Fuck the wheels. Those 2 suck.
Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here with your
Yeah.
fucking bullshit wheels.
Yeah. What is this?
Orange mac and cheese.
Yeah, I was
fucking wheels.
just gonna say, what is this? That mac and cheese with the fucking with the wheels in it? Wasn't that a brand?
I don't even know. It's
know
fucking
either.
nasty.
Yeah. So my final thought is I'm going the golf route here. But did you hear about JT last week?
Yeah, he fucking called himself a faggot.
Yeah. So JT was out on the what was that? It's not. They're playing the Sony this week. What were they playing? What was last week?
Tournament of Champions.
The Tournament of Champions. And Justin Thomas missed. No longer world number 1, right? He's world number 2. Something like that.
DJ's world number 1.
Yeah, but former world number 1, he's won all kinds of shit, obviously. If you don't know him, then you just don't follow golf. We'll put it like that. But Justin Thomas missed a putt on one of the holes, and after he missed the putt, like anyone that's ever been golfing ever, you get pissed and you usually swear and you say something. Usually when I miss a putt, I go for you fucking suck, or or hey, nice putt, you fucking loser, or I don't know, why don't you leave another one short, you asshole? Like,
So, yeah,
you typically don't have anything good to say after you miss a putt.
See, it's funny because usually I say you fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know the person, I'm not going to call myself a cunt while I'm out there.
Right.
Because that brings you to a new level. Like,
Right.
even when someone says it in front of me, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they say, "Oh, you fucking cunt," and then like a light shines behind them.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh, friend."
Yeah.
But so I usually don't drop that, but I go, "Oh, you fucking bitch."
Yeah.
Which sometimes then people go like, it's like, "Oh, he's just saying fucking bitch." Like,
Yeah.
"Ah, fucking bitch, I missed it." Not like,
Yeah.
no, you fucking, like, I'm calling myself a bitch because I'm a
Right.
fucking huge bitch.
Right.
That's usually my go-to.
Yeah. So JT misses a putt and he drops faggot. He goes, "You faggot."
Yeah.
And it got caught and picked up by the mics.
Hot mic.
There was a hot mic
Hot
there.
mic.
Yeah, there was a real hot mic on that green, and it picked it up. And needless to say, it did not go over very well. Now, say what you want. Obviously, like, it's become a taboo word. My personal feelings aside about words in general, I think words are just words. I think for people to get
How you use them.
yeah, I
matters.
think for people to get upset over words is frivolous and foolish, and it's borderline ridiculous. They're just words. Get over it. But how you use it in context matters. So Justin Thomas did not go over to a gay patron in the stands, grab him by the shirt collar, and call him a faggot. He missed a putt and said, "You faggot. You suck. You huge bitch." Like any of us would do. Anyone that's ever played golf before. "Oh, you fucking bitch. You missed that fucking putt again. You suck. I can't hit a goddamn fucking putt today." Something along those lines. Was it the best thing for him to say? No, obviously not. But he kind of got raked over the coals as much as you can for a golfer, because obviously golf isn't one of the major sports. And a bunch of his sponsors, I think, dropped him. The big one was Ralph Lauren.
But it's not that big of a sponsor though, because they tried to do the golf thing.
Right.
They're really not doing the golf thing.
Which brings me to the underlying point of my final thought. Someone in the golf world decided to look up, because Ralph Lauren came out and made this big long post, something along the lines of like fucking Justin's words do not represent our company. Like, we support all LGBTQ, AIP, XYZ to the third power, all of their endeavors, and we love everyone, and all, blah, 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 blah. Whatever the answer that you would imagine, that's what they said. So, leave it to one person to look up where Ralph Lauren makes their shit. And someone put this on Instagram. And they tagged which is a big dick move, at Polo Ralph Lauren. Look where at Polo Ralph Lauren makes their shit, ... And they are going to get rid of JT for what he said. They didn't deserve him anyway. Well, what are the two countries where Ralph Lauren makes most of their stuff?
Got to imagine Indonesia.
Close. Bangladesh and
Same thing.
And Egypt. Do you want to know a little bit about Bangladesh and Egypt? Well, let me start with
Like from a human rights perspective, because I'm pretty sure they don't exist.
Let me start with Bangladesh. The country of Bangladesh criminalizes LGBT. It also criminalizes sex between men. The maximum punishment is life imprisonment.
So is that not so? I got to imagine that since they specify,
Yes. Yeah.
that means they don't criminalize sex with women or amongst women.
Potentially, yeah. It says criminalizes sex between men.
So it's decriminalized to have sex between women.
It does not say that it is banned. So in the world,
somewhat
in my
progressive.
world, I look at it and say, if there's no turn on red sign, that means I can do it. So if it doesn't say I can't do it, that means I can do it.
Hey man, I'm just saying that's a little progressive.
That's my take on most things in life. If you don't want me to do something,
Specify.
Because if there's no sign that says I can't do it, then I'm probably going to potentially try it just to see if I can.
Yeah, and I'm probably not going to ask you either, so I'm probably just going to do it. Make sure it's fucking abundantly clear.
Definitely don't have sex with men. Okay, got it. You'll go to jail. All right. So in Bangladesh, you will go to jail if you are open LGBT, and if you are a man having sex with another man. The maximum punishment, again, life in prison. So let's move to Egypt, because, Egypt's kind of a cool country, right? Well, what do they criminalize? Well, they also criminalize LGBT behavior. Okay. And they also criminalize, wouldn't you know, sex between men. What is their maximum punishment?
Say death.
3 years in prison and a fine of 3,000 lira, which I assume is their
Lira?
fake dollar.
Italy used to use a lira.
The lira. There's a fine of 3,000 lira, which is
Lira? I don't know.
which is probably like $1 in American money. But I would imagine the Egyptians are probably pretty poor, so 3,000 lira is probably a lot of money to them. So in the two countries where Ralph Lauren makes their clothing, their country does not support LGBT behavior. However, Ralph Lauren made it abundantly clear that their company does support LGBT behavior.
Wow, convenient that Justin Thomas said what he said and they could get out of that deal, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Convenient.
Do you think Ralph Lauren moves their factories? I don't.
They should give them a bunch of money like they gave Pakistan to study LGBT
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
research.
Because that money's definitely going to go towards that.
In Pakistan? Yeah, why not? Where else would it go? Maybe people,
Yeah.
clean water.
Yeah, no. Nope. It's definitely not going to go to the Taliban. So yeah, there's that. So thanks, Ralph Lauren, for being a beacon of light for the LGBT community and for really championing their rights and standing up for what's right and removing Justin Thomas as your athlete, but saying nothing about the two countries where you produce all of your shit. Good on you.
It's amazing now. You can't do fucking anything without the internet just defeating you.
Yes. And in a case like this, it's deserved.
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny too. Like they couldn't have just come out and said, we really didn't like what he said. We think it's a bad look.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't support what he said. We deem it as a violation of our code of conduct, and we're releasing him from his contract.
That's it.
There you go. That's it. Instead,
Then people don't have to go and find out.
Right.
Now because of you guys, now I need to know that in fucking Bangladesh, being any form of LGBTQ whatever,
yeah.
you could be in jail for your life.
Yes.
For life.
Yep.
I should not fucking know that.
Nope.
I really shouldn't know that.
Definitely don't need to know
But
that.
that's what happens when you open your fucking mouth and the internet fucking finds out.
Yep.
That's what fucking happens.
And the internet fires back.
And they always do. They always fucking do. Nice fucking work. Now I know the fucking criminalization of
Yeah.
of gay, lesbian, bisexual, transsexual in two fucking countries that I don't fucking
They're
live
halfway
in.
around the fucking
And I will
world.
never fucking go to.
Never, ever go to.
Never go to them. Unless I need to start a fucking sneaker factory.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
So that's that. The internet remains undefeated.
Always does.
Always.
It always does.
Moral of the story: don't be a fucking dickhead and go outside. Don't color outside the lines.
Just stick to the facts.
Especially, like, you would think someone from, like, their PR department who releases that statement is going to be like, hey, guys, like, you know, because I would imagine that the way that works is the PR department, like, drafts something and they run it by the legal team. Like, before any major thing goes by, usually in major corporations, they get run by some sort of legal team.
Yeah, work for a ton of major corporations there, have you?
No. But I would imagine someone in the legal team would be like, hey, guys, maybe you change the wording here, because it sounds like you're saying that we do everything we can to provide support for the LGBT community.
And we fucking for sure don't.
And we definitely don't. So maybe don't release this to the public. Maybe change your wording. Maybe, like, trim it down a little bit.
Yeah, and then PR probably looks back to the legal team like, they're so literal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's no room for
This is the right thing to say.
Yeah.
And then some fucking idiot with a fucking no avatar on Twitter.
Yep.
And their name's like Ron XY 33475. Finds the fucking finds and creates an image of the fucking legalities where they make fucking clothing regarding their statement in like 6 minutes.
Yes. Yep.
Nice job, Ron XY.
The world needs more Ron XYs.
Well, you should see Ron XY 4473.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of work.
He's quick. Not a golf guy though.
So that is going to do it for us, kids. So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe and thumbs up.
When the fuck did the Bucks get 10 points? Holy shit.
Oh, let's go, because I took the over.
We're at 16 points.
We need 11 more points.
8:35 and counting.
That's not going to happen.
Left in the quarter.
Not going to happen. Need 2 touchdowns.
Why? We got a Jameis sighting, dude. Jameis is in the game.
Holy shit.
No, your under bets are not safe.
Oh, boy.
All of your under bets are dead. Oh, no.
Holy shit. What the fuck kind of play are they running right now? Jesus Christ.
They just ran a double reverse pass to I don't know who, and he just hurt his foot. Traquan Smith, he just hurt. This is
wild. Well, we got to end this so I can go watch this. So again, click subscribe, thumbs up, give us the likes, tell everybody you know about the show. Subscribe wherever you're listening. If you're on the Apple Store, give us 5 stars and write a review. Subscribe on Spotify. We've gotten a bunch of Spotify listens lately. I think it's the Joe Rogan effect, because people have migrated to Spotify to listen to podcasts because Rogan's there.
Because we're best friends with Joe. We're from the same place, right?
Yeah.
So by association, like, you listen to Joe and it's like, you may also like.
Yeah, you may also like Sarcasm Speaks. And people are like, what is this? This is stupid.
Did you drop the MyBookie thing? That's why I went back to the game.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well,
Jesus
thanks to
fucking
MyBookie.
Christ.
Fuck me. Go to mybookie.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod to sign up, and you will get a 50% match on your deposit up to $1,000, and then also a $20 free play. So that is, again, mybookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod.
Jameis just threw a fucking bomb for a touchdown.
Yeah. Let's go. Bet on this game live, except by the time this comes out, the game will be over. So bet on next weekend's games. Bet on the championship games. You can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks. And our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night, everybody.